Hello and welcome back to the lesson. Today we are going to wind up the study of the topic professional and ethical considerations. We began by looking at the code of ethics for professional accountants in line with the International Ethics Standards Board for Accountants, Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants, the IESBA code. We highlight the key components of the IESBA code. Then in the second lesson of this chapter, we discussed the fundamental principles, threats, and safeguards. We studied these principles, the fundamental principles. We looked at the threats to the fundamental principles and safeguards. We also went through the third topic or lesson, which is the advertising, publicity, obtaining professional work, and audit fees. We studied each item. Then we, in our last lesson, defined money laundering and explained the three main stages in money laundering. Today we want to wind up this topic by looking at professional skepticism in the context of errors and fraud. Professional skepticism in the context of errors and fraud. And candidates, we know that professional skepticism is a fundamental concept in auditing that relates to the auditor's mindset and approach when assessing the accuracy and reliability of financial statements. We've always said here that the auditor should maintain an attitude that is skeptical, should have a questioning mind, should not take answers or look at things at face value, but should seek for additional evidence when carrying out his or her duties. Have a questioning mind, a skeptical mind. It refers to the mindset of the auditor and his approach when assessing the audit evidence, when looking at the accuracy and reliability of financial information in the course of his carrying out his professional duties. So we are studying professional skepticism in the context of errors and frauds. So candidates, it is particularly important. Professional skepticism is particularly important in the context of errors and fraud. And in this lesson, I'm going to explain why professional skepticism is important in the context of errors and fraud. Professional skepticism. Professional skepticism. Professional skepticism. Now, professional skepticism, I've already said, is an attitude that auditors must adopt throughout the audit process. Throughout. It involves questioning, it involves critically evaluating the evidence, critically evaluating information obtained during the audit. And auditors are expected to maintain an unbiased and questioning mindset, not assuming that information provided by the entity's management is necessarily accurate or truthful. Professional skepticism requires auditors to approach the audit with the mindset that I can say with a mindset that includes a reasonable level of suspicion while maintaining professional integrity and objectivity. So candidates, this skepticism encourages auditors to look for potential errors It is this professional skepticism that allows auditors to look for potential errors and frauds. It is this skepticism that enables auditors to identify irregularities because they are questioning everything. It is this professional skepticism that makes auditors to uncover fraudulent activities and to diligently pursue the evidence necessary to assess the financial information and the accuracy thereof. All right? Professional skepticism. Then there is the question of errors. Errors and frauds. We have errors. Now, errors, we know, are unintentional mistakes. Unintentional mistakes. Errors are unintentional mistakes. Meaning, errors are not deliberate mistakes. They are unintentional mistakes or inaccuracies in the financial statements. And they can arise from various sources. Errors can arise from various sources like the computational errors. They could arise as a result of clerical mistakes. Errors can arise because of misunderstanding of accounting principles and so on. So professional skepticism prompts auditors to carefully examine financial information and to be alert for indications of potential errors. And auditors are expected to exercise professional judgment and apply applicable audit procedures. Why? In order to detect and correct material misstatements due to errors. In order to do what? In order to correct material misstatements occasioned by errors, caused by errors. Professional skepticism that's professional skepticism in the context of errors. Then how about professional skepticism in the context of fraud? In the context of fraud. Now we know fraud involves intentional acts. Intentional acts. Errors are unintentional mistakes. But frauds involve intentional acts that are designed to deceive and manipulate financial information for personal gain or to mislead users of financial statements. And fraudulent activities can include financial statements fraud, could include misappropriation of assets, it could include bribery, corruption, fraudulent financial reporting, and so on. And candidates, professional skepticism is crucial in detecting fraud. Why? Why is professional skepticism crucial in detecting fraud? That's the question. Professional skepticism is crucial in detecting fraud because fraudsters often attempt to conceal their activities and may intentionally provide misleading or false information. So professional skepticism, which means questioning mindset, not taking all information to be true, but raising queries. That's professional skepticism. That kind of attitude helps auditors to identify what we call red flags, to identify anomalies, to identify inconsistencies that may indicate potential fraud. It is that questioning mind, questioning attitude that can help identify potential fraud. The auditor can see red flags because the auditor does not believe everything that is told. He has to seek for additional evidence, has carry out additional audit procedures so that to confirm the information provided by the management, by the accountants, all right, who could be fraudsters. Do you understand? And it involves a deeper level of scrutiny. It may involve probing for evidence beyond what is readily apparent. It may also include being aware of possibility of management to override internal controls. It may include the auditor, the professional, knowing that there could be collusion among employees to defraud the organization. So that is professional skepticism in the context of, I've explained in the context of errors, I've also explained professional skepticism in the context of fraud. Now, in summary, candidates, professional skepticism, I can say, plays a vital role in the auditor's responsibility to detect errors and fraud. To detect what? To detect errors and fraud. To detect errors and fraud. And professional skepticism ensures that auditors maintain a questioning mindset, and it ensures that they exercise due diligence in evaluating financial information, thereby enhancing the reliability and the credibility of the audit process. That is all. That's all. And that marks the end of the lesson, as well as the end of the topic, known as professional and ethical considerations. The ball now is in your court to continue learning. This is introduction. This is all as far as the lesson is concerned, but it's the beginning point for you to learn more. And you learn more by looking at questions. You have the basis. It's rare for your examiner to ask you, define professional skepticism. At the advanced level, you are required to look at scenarios, case studies. That's why I want to refer you to past paper questions. I've done a summary of questions, more than 20 questions, which you need to attempt on your own. In case you find any problem or difficulty answering these questions, in case you have any challenges answering any of these questions, you can refer to the block revision segment where I've answered all these questions. The questions obtained from past paper custom examination exams, like question 1 here, is a question that was tested in April 2023. Is a case scenario. It reads, you are responsible for the audit of Spheres Limited and currently reviewing the work papers of the audit for the year ended 31st December 2022. In the working papers dealing with payroll, the Auditor Junior has commented as follows. A number of new employees have been added to the company's payroll during the year, with combined payments of 1.35 million being made to them. There does not appear to be any authorization for these additions. When I questioned the payroll supervisor who made the additions, he said that no authorization was needed because the new employees were hired on a temporary basis. Conversely, when making inquiries about the staffing levels from the management, it was stated that no new employees have been taken in during the year. Other than the test controls planned, no other audit work has been performed. Required, Roman 1, explain the meaning of the term professional skepticism. Roman 2, in relation to the audit of Spheres Limited's payroll, recommend further actions that should be taken by the auditor. That's a question on professional skepticism and audit procedures that may be required to be taken on this company. There are more case scenarios, most of them long questions, which I may not have time here to read, but I'm going to attach this document below the video. You'll have it in PDF. You can download it. There are more than 15 questions. Attempt the questions. If you have any issues answering the questions, please refer to block revision videos where I've answered the questions. I encourage you to revise continuously. We've gone through topic number 3. We will be tackling topic number 4 from the next lesson. So what you do, don't wait towards the end, 2 weeks to the exam to revise. You should continuously be going through the questions and answering the questions, starting from the first chapter. As we move along, be going back, answer the questions. If you have any issues, check the block revision videos. If you have any further questions, our lines are open. You can get us on our numbers. We have WhatsApp numbers. Even below this video, there is a comment section where you can post your suggestions, your answers, and all your questions, and all your questions will be answered. Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.